today I have another topic that we are going to discuss, and we are going to discuss about stronghold, and I'm going to state 7 stronghold that the enemy can use in your life. 7 stronghold that the enemy can use, and these 7 stronghold, we are going to mention them, and then I will also come up with how to overcome this stronghold of the enemy. First, I want to say that strongholds are those the hindrance, the barriers that the enemy brings so that you cannot move forward. You can live in that life of stagnation. The stronghold are those forces or those things that the enemy uses so that he can distract you from reaching somewhere, or he can divert you from your destiny. So I am going to talk about stronghold number 1, and this is distraction. Distraction. This is a scenario. When you want to read the Bible, they come up some things that they are distracting you from reading the word. Maybe you hear your phone is ringing. That one is distraction of the enemy. Can I ask you a question? Why the whole day you are with your phone, but there was no distraction? There was nobody that was calling you. But when you are reading the word of God, is when the phone is starting ringing, is when some things they are coming up. So that one is a sign to show you that you're supposed to pray for that spirit of distraction to move out from your life. Okay? Because distraction is something that people can take it lightly, but distraction is a spirit of the enemy. When you are almost going maybe to praise and worship, something come up, a certain distraction, and you don't understand. When maybe even you are praying, something came up. Even there are people who prepare themselves, I'm going to fast, but something came up. So that one is a distraction for the enemy, because he don't want you to know the truth. He don't want you to go in a light way. The enemy wants just to hold you in one position. He don't want you to reach where you are supposed to reach. He don't want you to move the ways that you are supposed to move. So that one is a stronghold number 1 that you are supposed to pray for. To pray for so that it can move out of your life. Because also distraction is a waste time thing. It can waste your time. It can waste your ears. Seeing is just slightly thing, but distraction is an enemy from the enemy. So that one is a stronghold number 1. Number 2 is a limitation. Limitation is these how your mindset is, how you have how you are thinking about yourself. You can limit yourself even in your mind. And also it can also be that spirit in your bloodline, that your family was limited. It cannot go to this far. It is limited already. It is limited with the enemy. And those limitations is the time to pray for them to get out of your life. If there was limitation of you not going, maybe, okay, there is a scenario in where that a certain family, they cannot go this beyond, maybe kids or children, they cannot be educated even to a certain level, even they cannot go to the university, because the enemy limited them. Only they can go in a lower education. Okay, those limitations of the enemy, those hindrance, limitations, those one, you are supposed to pray for them and to fast for them. Okay, and I can also encourage each one of everyone that is watching my video, this is the time. If your family has not gone this far, this is the time to pray and to break that limitation of the enemy, so that you can go, because I think we are created to go forward and to get good things. To get good things. I don't think God has limited us. God does not limit anyone, but the devil, because he sees that you can go far, he put limits, and this is the high time to destroy those limitations of the enemy. That is stronghold number 2. Let's go to the stronghold number 3. The sickness. The sickness is another thing. You just because you are this, or maybe you are meant to be a big person, maybe you are meant for the greatness, the enemy bring this stronghold of the sickness to keep you in a kind of a bondage, in a kind of captivity. Okay, and let me tell you guys, there are sickness that the people they have out there is not the sickness of the hospital, to go to the hospital and to take the medicine. Is the sickness of praying and fasting, because some sickness, they are not normal. Some sickness, they are the stronghold of the enemy. And also, you cannot go to the hospital to kill the stronghold of the enemy. What you're supposed to do is to go in prayers and fasting to destroy or to pull down the stronghold of the enemy, and that is the sickness. The sickness has eaten a lot of people. They are taking it lightly, but this one is also the stronghold of the enemy, to keep you in a captive, to keep you in a bondage. And this is the high time you're supposed to pray and fast for it. Another thing we can discuss is the spirit, the fear. I can call it the spirit of fear. Another stronghold of the enemy is fear. Fear is another thing. We are not supposed to fear, because we understand that we are the children of the Most High God and His powerful one. So the enemy brings you the fear of what next, the fear of your future, and he starts bringing you negativity things just because something happened earlier. He's starting destroying your mind. Like, you started thinking that if this has happened even in our family, so it's like I cannot go forward, so it's like my future cannot be like this. No, no, that one is a stronghold of the enemy. The enemy, you understand, the enemy came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. So he has created that mind in you of fear. And let me tell you something. When fear is in you, your attitude begins to change. When fear in you, when you have fear in you, you start seeing differently. You start seeing things that are not even normal. You start seeing negativity things. Even you cannot able to think well. Okay, so this is the high time to pray and to fast against that stronghold. I don't know which stronghold you're going through right now, but maybe I have mentioned it there. If it's a spirit of fear, you're not supposed to fear, because you are created by the Most High God and is powerful. He's the King of Kings. So the spirit of fear is supposed to be out of you, out of you. So another thing that we are going to discuss is a fear of confusion. That is a stronghold also. A stronghold. I have discussed about the stronghold of fear, the stronghold of confusion also. This is another thing that have destroyed a lot of people. That you find yourself like you're so confused. You don't know which is which. That one is a stronghold of the enemy. Also, you're supposed to pray against that thing. So another thing also we can learn is that the fear of the stronghold of addiction. Some people, they are addicted to some other things. Some young people, even old people, they are addicted of pornography, and that one is a stronghold of the enemy. You find yourself like you cannot stay in a day without watching those video of pornography. That one is a stronghold of the enemy. You are supposed to pray against that thing or against that spirit of addiction to get out of your life, because those stronghold of the enemy, they come to waste your time. They come to waste your ears. So I think this is the high time to pray against that addiction, or that stronghold of addiction also. Because let me tell you something, addiction also can eat your ears. And if you pray against it, it will go. You pray against it, and also you pray. You fast, you pray persistently, so that that stronghold of the enemy can get out of your life. So I think I've discussed about those strongholds that I wanted to discuss: the stronghold of limitation, the stronghold of distraction, the fear, the confusion, the addiction, all those kind of things. That all those things I've discussed them, there's the stronghold of the enemy that the enemy is using. So how can you come out of this stronghold, or how can you pull down those stronghold of the enemy? First is to lead the word of God. Let your word of God be addicted with the word. Instead of you being addicted with what we have just said, be addicted with the word of God. Meditate the word of God. When you are meditating, you're able to understand what the word of God is talking about. You're able even up to, when you read the word of God, even God is able to reveal to you some things. Okay. Another thing is to pray. That is also another thing to pull down the stronghold of the enemy. And not just praying, but praying when you are meaning it persistently. Pray each and every time. Midnight prayers. Waking up in the morning. Pray. Don't start scrolling your phone and looking the messages. No. First thing is to pray. Okay? And let me tell you something. If you want to pull down the stronghold of the enemy, is to pray in the midnight. It can really help you. Another thing you can do is fasting. You know, some people, they are like, oh God, how can I live? Or how can I stay in a day without eating? But let me tell you something. Everything is a sacrifice. And if you want to go to higher level in life, you must do something extra. You must sacrifice yourself. Okay, and that one is going the whole day or the whole week without food, on water, just fasting, you and God, so that some distraction, some limitation in your family can get out, and also you can able to go on with your life. Okay, so that is what I wanted to discuss today. I hope I've encouraged somebody there, and I hope you people, you'll take those things that